Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth video of subject and verb agreement. We have discussed 12 rules till now in last 3 videos. Let us see some more. Now this rule says that some words end in s and appear to be plural, but actually they are singular and hence they require singular verbs. Most of the time what the general understanding is, if a verb is being used with something that ends with s, the verb has to be plural. But sometimes this is not the case. Like news. So news is nothing but a singular noun, and hence the news from the front, this total over here is the subject clause, and out of this subject clause we are talking about news, and this news ends with s. That does not mean that this is plural. News is singular and hence we have to use is over here. So it is like physics as well. So physics is the name of a subject. Physics ends with s. That does not mean that I am going to write physics are my favorite subject. What I need to write, physics is my favorite subject. That's it. Do we have the clarity? Now this is measles. Now this ends with s. Now this is some sort of disease or something. Now this should also be used as singular, and hence we are going to use is. So the thumb rule that a noun ending with s is plural is incorrect. We need to go by the meaning of the word. If it is being used as singular, the intention is singular, the helping verb that we are going to use should be singular. I hope that I am making some sense to you. Let us read this rule. Some words ending in s refers to a single thing, but nonetheless they are plural. Say for example, my assets. Now assets is something, someone's assets is singular, isn't it? Earnings seems to be singular. Thanks seems to be singular, but they are used as plural. So my assets were wiped out in depression. So I'm not going to use was, it has to be were. Even if assets is singular, the intention over here is plural. So I had multiple assets and they were all wiped out in the depression era, and hence I am going to use were. The average worker's earnings have gone up dramatically. So earnings is something that we consider to be singular, but we are going to use it as a plural, hence it has to be have. Our thanks go to the workers who supported the union. So probably most of the people would take it as this way: our thanks goes to the workers. But over here it has to be our thanks go to the workers. Do we have the clarity? Now let us see one more. Now this is something which is more important. Please pay close attention to this. So let me read the rule for you. It says that the fractional expressions such as half of, a part of, a percentage of, a majority of are sometimes singular and sometimes plural, depending on the meaning or contrast not contrast, this is context in which the sentence has been written. Now I'm going to read the first example over here. It says that a large percentage of the older population is voting against her. We are taking the percentage as a whole, and a large chunk is voting against, hence we are going to use is. Since that chunk of population is taken as a singular block. In the second one, it says that 2/5 of the troops were lost in the battle. 2/5 of the troops, anyway this is going to be plural. Number of soldiers, say there were 100 soldiers and 40 died. So this 40 has to be taken as plural, and hence we are going to use were over here. Now in the third example, 2/5 of the vineyard was destroyed by fire. Now if you take 2/5 of vineyard, it got destroyed together, and hence the sense is singular. If the sense is singular, we are going to use was. We should not be using were. I hope that I am making certain things clear to you. Now let us read another example over here. It says that the 40% of the students are in favor of changing the policy. Now 40% of the students, anyway whatever is going to be the number of students, 40% certainly is going to be the number, and hence it has to be are, it cannot be is. Now the last example is going to give the clarity between last and the second last. 40% of the student body is in favor of changing the policy. Is the 40% of the student body unanimously in favor of changing the policy? Yes. So if the sense is singular, we should be using singular verb. If the sense is plural, like in the second last example, if the sense is plural, we are talking about numbers, 40% of the students. Anyway, this is going to be numbered. There are many students. As the sense is plural, we will be using are. If the sense is singular, like in the last example, if the sense is singular, we should be using is. That is what I wanted to tell you in this particular slide. This is very important rule for you to understand. So there is no thumb rule for these to be either singular or plural, half of, a part of, a percentage of, a majority of. But yes, if the sense is singular, please use singular helping verb. If the sense is plural, please go with the plural helping verb. I hope that I am making some sense to you in this video. I am going to solve some more problems in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.